I'll give you an introduction today, and then we'll finish up the class. When we start tomorrow, we'll go deeper into the past tense, simple past, right? So far, everybody understood? Is there any doubt? If you have any doubt, no. Okay, thank you. So if you look at this table, now this is a little bit different. Sorry, this is not present simple tense. This is simple past. Right. So we have a subject. Let's say I. This is subject. And the auxiliary verb is did. And the verb is go. But when you look at this, it becomes I went. So where's the auxiliary verb?
Went.
Yeah, that is went, but where's the auxiliary verb? Did. Where is it? Right. So if you look at the auxiliary verb, did, it has joined with the verb go, and it became went. Right? So inside this went, there are two words. In the went and ஒரு சொல்லுக்குள்ள actually there are two words. ரெண்டு சொல் இருக்கு. என்னென்னண்டா did, the auxiliary verb, and go is a verb. இது ரெண்டும் சேர்ந்தாதான் went ன்னு வரும். Okay, just listen very carefully. In the next slide, we will understand why these two are joined together. Okay, so the same way, if you say did and wake, okay, this is wake. When it joins with the auxiliary verb did, இது வந்து auxiliary verb did ஓட join பண்ணுது, it becomes woke. The woke and the So inside this one word, there are two words, did plus wake. The same way, did plus eat, it becomes ate. There are two words, did plus eat. Okay, right. So it is like this in English. I'll explain a little bit further. If you look at this, I ate. This is in past tense. I ate is a very simple past tense. Tamil சொன்னா நான் சாப்பிட்டேன். That's it. There's no fancy extra fitting. Okay. வித்தியாசமா யோசிச்செல்லாம் ஒன்றும் செய்ய சொல்றதுக்கு இல்லை. Just the past. Okay. I ate. நான் சாப்பிட்டேன். To make this a question, now do you remember I said in the one word ate, there are actually two words. Remember? Did plus eat. Remember? So now if you want to make a question, what do we usually do? We take the auxiliary verb and place it in front of the subject, right? Here, if I take the did and put it in front of the subject, then the balance is eat. That's why it is here. Okay, I'll explain this again. So you have a past tense, simple past. I ate, right? This is past tense. So if this is past tense word, there are two words inside it. One is the auxiliary verb, did, plus the present tense, the verb in the present tense, eat. So when you want to make a question, you take the auxiliary verb and put it in front of the subject, right? So here, this is the auxiliary verb. You take it out, did. If you take did out of ate, the balance is eat, the present tense, not ate. The balance is eat. So the question becomes, did I eat? Okay, to explain this in a better way, I can compare this with the present continuous tense, right? But let's check this and move. Okay, this is I ate. This is a statement. If I want to make it a negative statement, like I told you, inside the word ate, there are two words, did plus eat, right? So if I want to make a negative, I have to put a not next to the auxiliary verb. Here, this is the auxiliary verb, did. So I have to put a not there. So if I put a not here, this will become did not eat. Did not ate and varat. Okay, it's not did not ate, because if you separate it, it becomes did and eat. So you put a not inside. Did not eat, right? So I did not eat, right? If this is a little bit difficult for you, let's go back to the simple present tense, where we did a few questions and answers. Remember, we did a few questions and answers. How now, if you look at this, I am eating. This is present continuous, and it's very easy because this is the auxiliary verb. If you want to make a question, you take the auxiliary verb and put it in front of the subject. Am I eating? It becomes a question. Now, I am eating. This is a sentence. If you want to make it a negative, you put a not next to the auxiliary verb. So I am not eating. So this is a negative statement. Very easy. You take the auxiliary verb and place it in front of the subject. That becomes a question. You take the auxiliary verb and place a not next to it, and it becomes a negative. Right? This was clear in the class when we studied about the present continuous tense. It was very clear. So now we are using uh, simple past tense, and it's the same thing. One difference is the auxiliary verb and the verb are inside one word. Okay, so we have to separate the word into two pieces: auxiliary verb and the verb. Then we take the auxiliary verb in front to make a question. Did I eat? That's a question. If you want to make it negative, you bring the not and put it next to the did. Okay, so here this is the past tense verb, but actually there are two words inside it: did plus eat. So if you want to make a negative, you put this not next to the did. That's the auxiliary verb. So it becomes I did not eat. How many of you understood this? This is just the introduction. I'll explain this in the next class as well. But how many of you understood this? Yes, all of you understood. Okay, if anybody didn't understand, please ask me now, because if you don't understand this, you will struggle in English a lot. If you don't understand it, it's not wrong. Please ask me again. If you understood, we'll move on to the next section. Okay, now for feedback. And today, I don't want to listen to general feedback and comments, because you have already told me a few comments and feedback. I want to hear your feedback and comments about the simple past tense. The last part I told, okay? Simple past tense. These three slides. If you have any doubts, you can ask me, or if you have any comments or feedback, you can tell me. With this, we'll stop the class for today. We'll continue tomorrow. When I ask for comments, just don't wait, don't think and prepare. You're not giving a speech, so don't prepare. Just switch on your mic and speak, because we don't have much time. No questions, no answers, no comments.
சார் ஸோ நிறைய நாள் எனக்கு இந்த ஏட் டிக்டேட் இந்த ஈட் அது ரெண்டுக்குமான டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் வந்து கொஞ்சம் விளங்குறது கஷ்டமா இருந்தா வேண்டி கொஞ்சம் கிளியரா விளங்கிச்சு எனக்கு.
Okay, this is a difficult part. It's not actually difficult, but the way people teach it or people get introduced to it is the difficult. It makes it difficult. இது கஷ்டமான விஷயம் இல்லை. It's very easy. ஒன்று ஆக்கள் படிப்பிக்கிற விதம், இன்னொன்று ஆக்கள் படிச்சு கொள்ற விதம். சில நேரம் முதற்கரமா அவங்க இதை எப்படி கேள்விப்படுறாங்களோ அதை பொறுத்தான் பின்னுக்கு சரியா வருமா இல்லையாண்டு. First time, if you make it clear, the first time, if you can understand it, then it will be very easy. There will be no confusion. Thank you for the comment.